For this tutorial, we're going to go over how to make a welcome pop-up in the Maximize Revenue from Sales and Promotions campaign. So when you first log into your account, this is what it'll look like. You're going to want to go ahead and click on the site here. And then for this one, we are making a welcome pop-up, so we're going to go into that placement that is already made in the account. We do want to come over and check the settings just to make sure everything looks how we want it to. So here we have it's a pop-up. We do want it on a timer. You can choose other options. You can have them when they scroll on the page or different things like that. But for this one, we're going to do a timer. We typically do about a 10-second timer. And then we also want to check close on overlay click. And that'll be the only changes we'll make on this step. So we'll click next. And this is the display setting. So this is where we want it to show. So we can either have it show on all pages or only have it show on certain pages. So we do want it to show on all pages except for the cart page. We're going to do doesn't contain, and then you also want to exclude any sales landing pages or any account login pages, things like that. But for this example, we're just going to exclude the cart page. We do want it once per session, so we're going to click next, and then you want to set the goal as a sale. So we're going to go ahead and update that placement. And from here, we're going to want to add a new template. And the template we're going to want to use is the form right image. So I'm just going to scroll down until I find the one I want. Be right here. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up. And here on the right is where I'm going to add the content that I want in here. So for this example, since we're talking about running a sale, we're going to be using a 20% off summer sale site-wide for this example. So we're just going to say summer sale and then get 10% off, or sorry, we're going to do 20% for the sale. Get 20% off site-wide. Awesome, and then in the subheadline, we're going to just have it say sign up to receive, or sign up to be the first to know about other sales and promotions. Perfect, so we're going to have it say that. I'm going to leave the fields for now. The button I'm going to leave to say sign up now. And then in the description, I'm just going to have it, I'm actually not going to have anything in the description this time. Sometimes you would put first-time customers only if you're giving them like a specific one-time use discount code, but because this is a site-wide sale, we're going to focus more on just getting people to sign up to know more about the future sales and promotions. So I'm going to get rid of that there. And then I'm also going to go add in the images we want for this. So for this example, I'm just going to find one in the Unsplash library. Let's see, we'll just use this one because it is vertical. Perfect, and we'll have that there. You obviously want to choose something more branded to your brand or whatever it is. And then I also need to make sure I change the mobile image as well, because if I preview mobile here, you'll see that it's still the default image. So for this example, I don't really want a vertical one because it'll make it pretty tall, so I'm going to use a horizontal one instead. We'll just use this one for now. Perfect. So then I'm going to go ahead and edit some of the design things here. So in the general settings, the only thing I really want to change here is this border radius. I don't want the rounded corners, I want squared corners, so I'm going to go ahead and change that to 0 there. And then in my headline settings, I'm going to make sure it's Poppins because that is the font that we like to use for this. I want my headline to be black. Then I also want it to be centered and maybe just a little bit bigger on there. Make sure it looks good on desktop as well. Perfect, so then the next section I'm going to go to subheading. I'm going to update the font on this one as well, just so it matches the rest of everything. I'm going to go ahead and center that. And I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger and see if that changes much on mobile. I don't like how it went to 3 lines there, so I'm going to make it smaller. And then I'm going to go ahead and enter this down so that it matches on desktop as well. So if I come here, you'll see it's on 2 lines there, which is perfect. And then the next section, description, we got rid of that, so we don't need to worry about that. In the fields section, this is where you can choose what information you want to collect. So if you want to collect their first name, their last name, email, phone, you can even create a custom field like a location, or if there's any other information you need from them. Typically we just do first name and email address, or if you are collecting phone numbers, I would go ahead and add in here a phone number, just like that. We are going to make this required there, and you don't have to make the phone number required, we'll just leave it not required for now. And then within the fields you'll want to come into the design settings here just to make it match the rest of everything else. So first thing I'm going to change is our font. Perfect, we'll change that there. And then there's also a couple other options you can do with the fields. You can do this row split option, so it just makes it side by side. I like them on top of each other, I just like the look of it better. You can also have it just be a bottom border instead of a full box. I actually really like the look of this, so I'm going to go ahead and use that one as well. You can also change the font size if you want it to be bigger, smaller, whatever you want there. So I like how the fields are looking. So then I'm going to move on to the button settings. So again, change that font. And then I also want the button to be full width so that it's easier to see. I want that border radius again to be 0, so we have those square corners. And then for the background color, I'm going to try to make it more of an Ampry blue. You would want to add in like the hex color or the RGB color, just so you can get the exact color to match your site. I like the white button or white text color there, so I'm going to leave that. And then for the hover color, this hover color is the text, and then the background color is this. So I'm going to go ahead and make it the same blue, but just a little bit darker so that it has a little bit of change with it there. Awesome, so I like how that looks. I'm going to make sure it looks good on mobile. Well, I made the sub-headline a little bit bigger, so I'm going to make that smaller again. There we go, so it fits how I like them both. Perfect. And then the next step is to make a confirmation step, just so people know that they were actually, their information submitted. So I'm going to have this be on a 15-second timer, just so that they can read the message. So we're just going to say thank you for signing up, shop our summer sale, and use code, and then I'm going to underline this, summer 20 at checkout. Perfect, so I'm going to come in here and go to the confirmation page just so we can see what it looks like. You can kind of edit some of the stuff here, like the font and stuff. You'll just have to choose one close to it. We do have our pop-ins in here, so I'm going to change that. I'm going to make this size bigger. And this one I'm going to make just a little bit smaller. And then, oops, click the wrong thing. And then, let's see if we can get it to show up on a different line. I do want it centered also, so we're going to center that as well. Let's get rid of that extra line. And there we go. So you want to make sure that looks good on those. Once everything is good how you want it, you're going to want to make sure that you add your integration here with whatever email service provider or SMS provider you're using, so that those contacts will be transferred over, and you'll just click next. Here's where you can target different users coming to the site. So we'd usually target new returning users, make sure it's set to new, just so that the new users coming to the site are prompted to put in their information. So we're going to go ahead and click Create Template, and that one should be good to go.